Good morning, everybody. Monday morning, June the 29th. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch. We're all so lost this morning. But let's start out, try to bring things back to normal. Drink it if you got it, you magical bastards. Oh. Well, somebody's got to say it this morning. Anybody else out there feeling homeless, feeling like a lost soul, wandering the landscapes, bewildered? You know, Kelsey, where are you, Kelsey? Come on, say it. Look at this. Watch on the screen here. Look at this. You see that? That are right there, the cries of lost souls wandering around with nowhere to go. So y'all came here. When I was looking at this morning, I said, holy cow, how am I going to get through all that shit before 7 o'clock? Look at that. And I kind of chuckled. People are lost. The good news is it's not 10, 20, 30. Well, it would be good news if it was 20,000 of you, but unfortunately, neither Kiltz nor I get those kind of numbers. But, even 50 people out there wandering, lost souls. You can hear the screams. If you listen hard enough. Robbie Autry said it best. He said, Kiltz, come back. Well, Kiltz will be here at 9. Hopefully. And if there's no change of plans, which most oftentimes happens, I'll probably end up seeing him in Orlando later. But even that, I still have no idea what he's up to. I know he's supposed to be. So we'll see what happens after 9 o'clock this morning. We talk a little later today. As it stands now, I'm planning on leaving here around mid-afternoon to drive to Orlando, meet with him, go to the Healing Humanity movie premiere in Orlando, fight the crowds, fight the traffic, fight the rush hour, fight the parking, fight the movie theater that smells like popcorn, sit still for 2 hours, which is hard for me to do, having had the stroke, and then driving back in the middle of the night here to Orlando. Any advice I've gotten from anybody that actually knows my condition and cares about me said, you're crazy, Mitch. Why would you subject yourself to all of that crap? I've been asking myself that all weekend. So we'll see. I won't know till later if I'm going to really make it there or not. Depends on a lot of variables. I did fill up my car with gas yesterday. However, so what am I forgetting? Am I forgetting anything before I start saying good morning to people? I don't know. I think it's going to be maybe a weird show this morning. I'm going to have to race through all this early chat to get to 7 o'clock because I'd be here all day before I even got to 7 o'clock. Let me get the real early ones here. First in, Mary M. How you doing, Mary? Good to see you. And Rough Carnivore in Guam. All of our Pacific Rim and European people are here. Said, is it Monday again? Yes, it's Monday again. Lady June from England. How you doing? And Jerry, always here early. And a hearty WEFM, good morning to you, Mitch, and all of the meaty friends. Yes. Good morning, Jerry. Can always count on you. Manda's here early. How you doing, Manda? From Merle, Wisconsin. And conversations start. Jerry Voitush. How you doing, Jerry? Good to see you up there in Ponte Vedra Beach. And Jerry and Manda started talking because why wouldn't they when they had nowhere else to go this morning? So I see Hugh Myra chimed in at 6:15 a.m. Wow. And I'm wide awake because I'm up. I'm going to get up at 4:30 or so, no matter what's going on. I was lost this morning, too. I had a routine down pat. I had everything set up by 6 o'clock always. I had my coffee made. I was out on my back porch with a cup of coffee, and I would watch Kelsey. Today, I went out there on my back porch with my cup of coffee and ended up just scrolling through YouTube. One aggravating, clickbaity thumbnail and headline after another. And after, I never really did settle on anything to watch. I felt as lost as everybody else did, but I came away with it being aggravated and pissed off at humanity, and look at the crap out there and all of it's AI, and look at the news and everybody's demonizing. And I didn't feel as enlightened and jacked up as I usually do getting ready to sit down here and start this. That's sad. I have to find something else to do at 6 o'clock in the morning other than peruse YouTube. I don't know. Maybe you have to watch some old musical comedies or something. Let me get through all this chatting that happened. If I miss anybody that chimed in early, new, because I'm scrolling like crazy to get through all the chatting that you were all doing because you were all lost like me this morning. We'll catch you later, or just assume a hello. Mike Seeley, how you doing, Mike? Good to see you from Melbourne, Florida. Beautiful morning out there, although they're forecasting not just scattered thunderstorms, but just thunderstorms today. That's another thing that may make my drive to Orlando something I'd rather not do, because it's bad enough to drive in Florida here in the rush hour, trying to get to a place like downtown Winter Park, but to do it in thunderstorms and rain, that's just dangerous. That's crazy. I won't do it. As much as I'd like to go, I will not do that if I end up having to sit in traffic jams for 2 hours in thunderstorms. So things kind of aren't looking good for me making that trip today. We'll see. Maybe the angels will sing and everything will fall in line. A chariot will swing by, pick me up, and deliver me. God, that almost sounds religious, doesn't it? Brian Dish, good morning. How you doing, Brian Dish? And Thomas, good to see you as always, my friend. We're at 6:40. Cordelia chimed in, and Yellow Rose chimed in. Good morning. And somebody named Jamie 3 times. Hi, Jamie. How you doing? Chimed in. Yellow Rose, Manda. Mike Silly from Tampa Bay. Hi, Mike. How are you? And Amy's here. Speaking of Amy, this is Barry Simon's still working on this one, but this is a meme that was kind of influenced by Amy from our Sunday live stream where I was pitching in for kilts. That's great. He's still working on it. So I'm sure I got a better version coming, but I wanted to show that this morning. That red hair gag. It's one of my favorite memes, Barry. I love that. You all know remember the one that started the whole thing. Yeah, you all know it. Do I need to play it again? Well, why not? It's quick. Why shouldn't I play it again? It's not the same. Oh, thanks, Amy, for being a good sport. I appreciate it. Lori Weitzel. Hi, Lori. Good morning to you. And Liz is here, Black Bucks Morning TV. Here we have Isabella. Hi, Isabella. Good to see you. And Anthony is here. And, Anthony. Right on the button at 7 o'clock, followed immediately by Robbie Autry and Francine Bourgeois. Good morning, Francine. D, thinking for myself, and Chuck Supertune. Hi, you guys. We've all found a place to land this morning. Marla Kelly, how you doing, Marla? Good to see you. Bill Cook is here. Isabella Aaron. Hi, Aaron. How you doing? And Peter's here. Good morning. Mitch Fitz. It's so weird that Kilt's not on before you. Yeah, you think? I got up at 5:30 to make my coffee, then remembered. Kiltsy. Well, if you only got up at 5:30, Peter, you've slept in. That's what happens to me. If I wake up at 5:30, I go, holy cow, what happened? And Peter tells, I see in the current chat, Peter tells Amy that she's now famous. Well, we want Amy to be famous. We like Amy here. Edward Renner said, good morning, everybody. And Danny in Boston is here. How you doing? And Danny extended her vacation, so she's still here in Florida. Hi, Danny. Good to see you. Sue, Smokey Bear Lovers here. How are you? And who says evening, Mitch? It's Chris Swain from Australia. Chris Swain from Australia. And a lot of chatting. God, this chat is going to be, I don't know if it's going to be unmanageable or not this morning, but say hi to, we're home now, Mitch. Thank you for providing the shelter. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it. Larry Ryan, how you doing, Larry? Good to see you. Rex Ford, missing. Kiltsy, he'll be around 9 o'clock. But he's not. It's a funny thing. He's not in California now. He's here. He's there in Florida. Jet lagged like crazy. I did talk to him yesterday before the Sunday live stream, and he I never heard a man sound so tired as he as he had. But for 2 weeks he's been all over the world, Europe, and one coast to the other. Not me. Jerry Voitage says, sorry, Mitch. I was doing my opening. Yeah, Jerry, in one respect, I'm really looking forward to Orlando. In the other respect, I'm not. There's so many things about that trip that I'd avoided in a hot New York second. Especially, you know what it is. Orlando at 5 o'clock in the afternoon to 6 o'clock in the afternoon, trying to get to downtown Winter Park when I-4 will be a parking lot and all the back roads will be parking lots and all the lunatics will be out there all upset about having to do this every day, commuting in this rush. I left Orlando because of that. And then worrying about getting to a strip mall kind of movie theater where there would be no parking and having to, jam your car into some space where all the lunatics will bang your doors and ruin it. All to see Healing Humanity movie? And you know how I feel about that? I don't know, Sherry. I don't know. I'm having second thoughts about it. And if I keep talking like this, I'll talk myself right out of it. So we'll see what happens. Everything is up in the air today. We'll see what happens. Or I could just stay here and go to the pool and lay out between sun showers. We'll see. It probably depends on when Kilsey's flight is tomorrow. I haven't talked to him. I have no idea. He's supposed to come here and spend the night. We wouldn't get back here until 11, after 11 o'clock. It's too late to sit around and relax and talk. It's right to bed, get up in the morning, do my live stream, 9 o'clock, he does his live stream. Then he's got to get back to Orlando to catch an early flight to New York. That doesn't make any sense if it plays out that way. If he isn't going to New York till Tuesday, and he wants to spend tomorrow, till Wednesday rather, and he wants to spend tomorrow here, that's a different story. It's worth all the effort and the traffic and the risks and everything for me to travel over there. So we'll see. I'll let you all know later. You may not know until tomorrow morning unless you're in Orlando. Life could be so easy. Life could really be so easy. Donna Ray, how you doing? Bacon Runner. Oh, you're already heavy in conversation. Carnivore, Wayne. Somebody I don't know. Hey, all. Hiya, Wayne. How are you? How are you? Peter's going to leave the Orlando event around 1. Are you talking about 1 a.m., Peter? I don't get it. The Orlando event doesn't start till 6 p.m. Inquiring minds want to know. Chuck Super asked for a chauffeur. Well, unfortunately, I don't have a chauffeur. I suppose I could Uber over to Orlando and we could Uber back. And I could spend 100% of my YouTube earnings for the entire month to get a one-way Uber to Orlando. I suppose I could do that. It doesn't make much business sense, however. We'll see. As you can probably tell, I'm having one of those mornings where sometimes I just say, why the hell are you doing this, Mitch? What's in it for you? Other than a little friendship. Sandy Blythe, how you doing? Good to see you. Sandy. Peter's talking, and Rick says, not lost, just worn out. I understand how you feel, Rick. I get it. I get it. Isabella says, me, I've taken the time to listen to the birds. Yeah, some music. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Barry says maybe you take Uber. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. All right, that's where I played the red hair memes. Wow, I'm up to 712. Not too far behind. Peter says, yes, I will be at the Orlando screening of the Healing Humanity movie with Mitch Kiltz and Dr. Nelson. Okay. But you're leaving at 1 a.m. to drive back. You won't get back back home until 3, 4 in the morning, Peter. Wow. Wow. Good morning. Demanda from Rick. Peter shuffled his days off to do this. Conversation. Yeah, Jerry says, totally understand. Hate I-4. Plus, driving the rain in Florida it's like driving the snow up north. Yeah, and the problem is, Florida, like most places, is full of people that have no idea really how to drive. I used to enjoy road trips, but I never enjoyed them when they involved a lot of Florida driving. Not that they're much better anywhere else, but we got such a mix of people here that have brought their bad driving habits from everywhere they ever lived. They were either uber aggressive and will run you off the road, or they plant themselves in the left lane and go 10 miles an hour under the speed limit and create traffic jams for 50 miles in their wake of people trying to get through it and getting angry. It is nuts. It is nuts. The biggest problem, I think, is people that don't know how to get the hell out of the left lane when they're not passing, which is everybody these days because they never teach people how to drive. If you drove on the Autobahns of Europe like you drive here on the interstates of America, you would find your ass in jail. They won't put up with that shit over there. They'll run you right off into the ditch if you can't get out of their way when they're coming along at 150 miles an hour in the left lane, and you refuse to move your 30-mile-an-hour ass out of the way. No courtesy, no idea of how to do it. A pet peeve has been my pet peeve ever since I drove in Germany 55 years ago when I was in the Army. 60 years ago now. Get out of the way. And it never ceases to amaze me how unconscious people are when they get behind the wheel of a car. And to make matters worse, give them a cell phone so they can be occupied with social media rather than concentrating on getting from here to there. I've got to the point I don't even know why I own a car anymore. Honest. Just take Uber where I need to go if I need to go somewhere and let them deliver all my stuff. I keep thinking about that. But, you know, it's probably a much less expensive considering what car insurance has gotten to these days. It's crazy. My car, which is a year and a half old now because of my stroke, has 2,800 miles on it. Is all that expense necessary? The only reason I keep a car is for an evacuation during a big storm, in which case you got to have a car. You got to have a car. There ain't enough Ubers, and the Uber drivers are busy evacuating themselves. So I keep a car only for emergencies. I hardly ever go anywhere anymore, nor do I want to. I hide from the world because the world is full of stupid, crazy morons. It's becoming, other than present company, of course, which are excluded from that statement. This is what happens when you become a grumpy old man. Question, why not get Kiltsy to drive back after the movie? I don't trust anybody. I will not ride with anybody else driving. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's hard enough. I just cannot be a passenger. Never could. I am the pilot. Always have been. Always have been. I'm in control. It's not normal, but that's why I don't like Uber. Who the hell is behind the wheel, and what kind of drugs is he on? And what personal problems does he have that's going to cause him to break out in road rage with me in the back seat? I'm not going to expose myself. Life's been too hard for me to get to this point and risk it. I'm not doing it. I'm not driving with anybody. I will drive or I won't go. That's just me. I don't expect anybody to be like me. How could you? You've never lived my life. I've never lived yours. But I do not trust somebody else behind the wheel. That's just, that's why I don't take Uber. The few times I've taken Uber was when I had to take my car into the shop for a repair. Now, they used to have a little van. If you remember the little van that would shuttle you, take you home if your car repair was going to take a long time, the courtesy van. Well, they don't do that anymore. Doesn't pay. They get you an Uber or a Lyft. They hook you up. And it seems kind of silly, but I don't want to sit around because they can't do a recall in an hour, that they need 4 hours to do it. A couple of times, twice, I've taken an Uber home from the dealer, which is about 4 miles from my house. And I was nervous. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way the Uber smelled because I always spray in these disinfectants. If you're lucky, you get somebody who has a nice car, but usually it's kind of an old car, and I don't know. I don't know. I'd rather stay home. That's what happens to old people. You just don't want to be out amongst the unwashed anymore. You want to be hiding from them. It's a shame we have to get to that in this world, but that's the way I am. So now it's just something. And here it says, Jerry Voitis, Kilts and Curry Man will be glad to see you, and I would be glad to see them. And I'm not saying I'm not going. I'm saying the stars have to align first. The biggest decider is Kiltsy's schedule. And I'm not going to make any decision until I know what Kiltsy's schedule is. We'll see. I'm not the big star. There's nobody that's going to this thing's going to be that disappointed if I don't show up. That's the furthest thing from my mind. Yeah, Robbie Audrey, Uber is expensive. It is expensive. So we're taxi cabs. But like my grandfather never owned a car in his entire life, lived in Philadelphia, took a cab everywhere. Never ever drove a car. Rick says he's amazed that there's any rain in Florida. And that's all we've had lately is rain, Rick. It's good. Usually in June, you're right, we have a drought. And then we have fires. This year, it's been pretty moist. Maybe that's El Nino effects. We'll see. We'll see what happens when we get into the hurricane season. I guess I'm just going to have to go through the chat. Don't see any questions. Chester's mom is here. Good morning to you. How are you? Kevin says it's beautiful here. Where's here, Kevin? I forgot where you live. We got 89 people. Guess that's okay for a Monday. Brian Dish. Hi, Brian. How are you? Good to see you. Larry Ryan says, I'll be in our pool this week. I did that last week. I went to the pool about 8:30 in the morning, get a little sun, and laid out there for about 15 minutes. Haven't been laying in the sun much. We're talking about bicycles. Somebody can't see Mitch on a bicycle. Well, I have 3 bicycles here. I have 3. I've got a kind of a beach cruiser bike. I've got just your average like riding bike, and then I've got my 40-year-old Trek racing bike, and I can't ride any of them. I don't trust my balance right now to even try to get on a bike anymore. So no, you're not going to see me on a bicycle, but not because I don't like to ride bikes. It's because I had a stroke. I'm lucky to be able to walk now, let alone ride a bicycle, and I'm certainly, though, been so careful not to break anything. I don't want to get on a bicycle going 20 miles an hour and risk, killing myself. So anybody want to buy a bike? In fact, if you come and get them, I'll give it away. You can have it for free. Oh, my cell phone has gone crazy. Sam Scub probably has something. No, not Sam Scub. It's Barry. Mitch Skywalker. Okay, Barry, I'm not going to do this morning. I will take a look at those after the stream ends, but a few memes for tomorrow. A few memes for tomorrow morning. Peter. Kevin says his wife's from the Pittsburgh area. My sister lives in Pittsburgh. She's in Squirrel Hill. Thomas, you got the right idea, my friend. I have everything delivered and take Uber if I must, but I won't lie at 58. I do yearn for the ability to just go where I want. Yeah, that's why I can't get rid of the car. I need to have a car. And I'm used to having a nice car. And the thing about getting a new car every 2 to 3 years, I just lease them now, is that you don't have repairs in most cases to deal with, and it's always under warranty. You don't have to take care of it. Because the last thing in the world I want to do is turn into Rick having to fix my vehicles all the time. I'm too old for that now. I used to be that kind of a guy. I used to always try to do myself what I could and never hire somebody to do something I could do myself, whether that would be construction or home repair or rebuilding a bathroom or whatever. I can't do that. Not physically able anymore. Life throws you these little... Doris says, meat is not helping Mitch's anxiety. No, I'm not anxious. I don't feel nervous. I'm just a realist. I know the things that I can't tolerate anymore, and I usually choose to not play that game. I usually choose not to go. I never liked crowds. Never. I always liked solitude. There's reasons why. I'm wildly different than most people. I've accepted them. I'm comfortable with them. Peter says Mitch is an enigma. Yes, Peter, wrapped in a riddle. Who said that? That was in a movie, wasn't it? He's an enigma wrapped in a riddle. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I'm pretty transparent. Who needs Uber when you have a bicycle? Well, I would, Rick. I can't write about it. Not everybody is Rick. We know that. Rick is not like anybody else I know. Oh, what a crowd. That's why I just don't give this all up. That thought crossed my mind every day. I say, why the hell are you doing this, Mitch? You're not making any money to even come close to the expense and the time. In the final analysis, maybe I break even at this, but this is where my friends are. I think that's about the only reason. I think that's the only reason Kilt sticks around too, is the community. It's costing him a fortune in time. The hours that I put into this and making videos, I actually could earn $100 to $200 an hour for that time, and there's plenty of opportunity out there. I could be making $200,000, $300,000 a year with the time I spend doing YouTube. Why don't I? Simple. I don't need the money. I'm not worried about building a future or retirement. I need to spend my time in as enriching a way as I can. And I do get plenty of enrichment from this. So instead of making $200,000 a year or $300,000 or money like I've earned all my life when things were going good, I settle for 20 grand a year, which is what, and then I spend 15 of it. So maybe I get a little lunch money out of the deal, but I love it. I love it. And I don't need, I got 2 kids that are doing fabulous. They don't need my money. I got nobody to leave it to other than my kids. I know everybody out there says, leave it to me, Mitch. Leave it. Yeah, okay. But I do this because it's something for me to do, and I love you guys. But I'm not ever going to be a huge YouTuber making, some of these guys are making They're making Ferrari money. You know, they're making what they call FU money. You know what FU money is? That's when you got so much money that you can afford to tell anybody at any time, F you, because you don't need anybody anymore. You got more money than you could ever spend in one lifetime. That's FU money. But I'm here. I'm here. Where else would I be at 7 a.m.? This is perfect. Because I do this, and if I wanted to go to the pool, I go at 8 o'clock. It's perfect time. Pool's empty. Not a lot of idiots running around. The floating ladies, they don't bother me, but they probably haven't gotten there yet. We have about a dozen or so. I hate to be unkind, but not too healthy older women with pool noodles that congregate with their golf carts on the pool every morning, take up all the parking places with their golf carts, force those of us that have to walk further to get to there because they've taken up all the parking places with their golf carts. Hear me, ladies? Even though they have special places to park golf carts, they're too far from the pool. It's an extra 20 steps, and these ladies can barely get to the pool. And they float around, and for 2 hours, they turn into prunes and find fault with their husbands or talk about everything that was wrong with their husband before he died because they nagged his ass to death. That's life in a retirement community, folks. That's what you find at the swimming pool. So I go early before all of that starts. Lay out there in peace and solitude. My preferred way of living anyway. I'm becoming that guy. Get off my lawn, you know. I am becoming that guy. Sorry about that. It's a strange morning, and I started out this morning, like I said, watching YouTube, being reminded of all the crap in the world, and got myself into a relatively sour mood. And I knew it was going to come out because I'm not an actor. Cordelia sent Mitch 5 memberships. Hey, Cordelia, thank you. Thank you. 5 memberships to the private community. You know, I even had thoughts sometimes of just doing the private community. Not that it earns any money for me, a few pennies, but that's where the real, there's some people that can't afford it, unfortunately, and I'm not a pay-to-play channel. We got the little private thing going on, primarily just for Thursday nights. And people who feel like $4 a month maybe helps me pay my expenses of doing YouTube. Yeah, I just had to renew my StreamYard. It's $500 for a year. $500. That's 3 months of the little bit of income I get from this private community thing. It's nuts. It's nuts. Absolutely nuts. Holy cow, look at this. Manda, the carnivore. Manda got a gift membership. This is fabulous. All these people that I know, look at this. D got a gift membership. Kevin got a gift membership. How about that? And who is this? Moyah. I don't know how to pronounce that. Got a gift membership. And Camry36. Welcome. Welcome. It's really odd to see YouTube pick 3 of the people that are really regulars on the channel. Usually they pick people I never know. So Thursday night at 7 p.m., we will have a live stream and a panel, and hope to see you there. Hope to see you there. Where was I? I was up to 7:30. Only 10 minutes behind. We're going to get done on time this morning. Probably because I'm bitching so much. I don't know if people like to. Yeah, I guess 105 people are still here. But thank you for the memberships. Thank you so much for that. Cordelia in Albany. Thank you. Thank you so much. We're talking about A1Cs. Rick, that'd be fun to watch. Rick's going to make a video of cutting up a 1969 Charger. You mean you? Wow, it's something you don't see every day. Every day on YouTube. Bob Wright, good morning to you. How you doing? Good to see you. Peter's talking to Cordelia. Who is this? This is Tristan. Hi, Tristan. How are you? Peter, question, Mitch. If you stopped doing YouTube, how many of your fans would be crushed emotionally? That's it, Peter. I said I'm responsible for everybody else's happiness. More than likely, I would not stop this. Every time I think I want to stop it, I think about how much I enjoy doing this. And I'm not really worried about the money. There are still people out there who think that I'm doing this for the money. Honestly, God, no matter how much I say, they still believe because they just believe everybody is disingenuous and crooked. I know that because I get the comments from them. Most of the time when I get a comment like that, it just get rid of the user. So you don't see those comments. I get rid of them. When I look at the comments that come into my videos, I don't do all this and then can be expected to be insulted by morons. And anybody that just gives people the benefit of the doubt has no feelings. If you're not insulted by some of these comments, you have no feelings. You're like Hard Bob. You know who Hard Bob is from the TV show Billions? Very few people have seen that. It's a great show. Hard Bob. Hard Bob says, I brook no bullshit. Wait a minute. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Wait a second.
I understand you're something of a bullshitter, and I brook no bullshit. I'm Hard Bob Beaufort from the Bureau of...
Oh, man. That's Hard Bob. I brook no bullshit, he says. It was a great character in that show. Just a great character. Hard Bob. Yeah. Any of you seen Hard Bob? Have any of you seen Hard Bob? Oh, Kiltsy's here. Hey, Kiltsy, how you doing? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good morning, all. See you at 9 a.m., Kiltsy says. Hey, Kiltsy. We need to talk so I can decide. I'm wavering about whether to come to Orlando or not today. I really am. And we need to talk about it. So I'm going to call you as soon as my stream ends. And we got to talk about this so I can make plans. And then you can tell everybody on your show what Mitch's plans are. I'm having real second thoughts about going through the absolute grief and traffic and horror and rain and everything else to come over there to Orlando today. And whether I do or not pretty well depends on what your schedule is for tomorrow. So we'll talk. I'll call you right after this is over in 15 minutes. Great, good to see you here. If you're still here to hear all that, but you're going to get a call from me. There you go. You people are behind the scenes. Well, the big stars decide what they want to do. Yeah, we're two big stars, all right. Oh, man. Reality check, everybody. That's what I do every day. I have a reality check. No self-delusion here, that's for sure. Ah, there's the memberships from Cordelia. Very generous of you. Thank you so much. And I think that our regulars who are finally going to be in the members community and can experience what that Thursday night is like might enjoy it. But no obligation. You got 30 days. Kind of like when you get that membership in anything where they give you 30 days free. You get to try it out. You don't have to renew. It's not one of those things that you're obligated to have to actually cancel. Most places, they sign you up, and if you don't cancel, you're going to get nailed every month. But with these gift memberships, if you don't actively go in and sign up for it, it will never renew because they don't have your credit card. It was somebody else who paid for it that month. So you don't have to worry about that. It's not, you don't have to remember to cancel or you get charged for the rest of your life. So many of us have so many old subscriptions that we forgot about that we're still being charged for every month because it's an insignificant amount of money, $2 or $3, and you don't notice it. They have businesses that have grown up now whose purpose it is to ferret out and cancel all these old unwanted memberships. That's why the world has gone to the subscription model. They can keep people paying for something until the banks won't honor that credit card anymore. Dead people out there, dead people for a year are still paying for subscriptions until their kids close their bank accounts. And nobody knows it. It's very lucrative way. I hate the subscription model. I'd rather own things. I'd rather own something outright, especially software, than have to rent it every month. The only thing I subscribe to is a car lease because I don't want to own a car anymore. I don't care. I don't want to worry about its depreciation. I just want to rent it. I know that leasing a car is not like renting a car because it's just a fancy way to finance it, but I like the idea that I can give it back to them in 2 years. And I can negotiate a price which actually saves me a fortune leasing a car. I know because the last car before this one I bought ended up losing about 10 grand in 2 years on it. That was a Telluride. And it was still worth something. But when you buy the car, you got to put money down on it. You got to do all kinds of stuff, and you never get it back. When you lease the car, I know how to negotiate a lease. I can walk in there with no money, trade my 2-year-old car for a brand new car, walk out of the dealership with the same monthly payment, which was $100 or $200 cheaper than the financing payment at the bank. If you know what you're doing and you know what car to buy, you can do that. I've been doing it for 20 years. I probably saved myself $100,000 or more on what it cost me to drive a nice new car every 2 years, 2 or 3 years. Yes, sir. That's my opinion. You guys and gals, please be sure to come on live panel, Thursday night live stream. Says Peter, yes, why not? You should. You should. Oh, Kevin. Kevin is excited about that. That's great. We'll look forward to seeing you, Kevin. That's how we really get to know our most active community members and face-to-face and get to talk with them. Yeah, Peter knows what the noodled old ladies look like. Yeah, they're all every day. They're all man-haters, too. They killed their husbands. They aggravated their husbands to death. Their husbands preferred death than living with the nag like these women have become after all that married life, 40, 50 years. My grandmother almost killed my grandfather, but he was too hardy. But I know so many men that are just so aggravated by their nagging wives that they end up, they're happy when they're finally dead. These women float around in swimming pools, in condos, in communities in Florida, complaining about how bad their husbands were. What a life. Peter would understand why I don't want to have to listen to them, and you, of course, can't even be near the pool when they're all floating in there, because you're going to have to listen to this incessant bitching from these women who've killed their husbands and can't let it go. Can't let it go how bad a guy he was. Although he's the reason they're living in a community and have the money to afford to live that way and can float around in the pool. Well, and there was Kiltsy, the real Dr. Kiltz. Thank you. Thank you. It's very kind of you, Thomas. And I talk about leaving, and sometimes I have these mornings, more often than you would think, where I say, why am I doing this? But I always find a reason, and I never quit. And I'm probably not going to quit. And I appreciate you people saying things like, Mitch leaving would be like Johnny Carson leaving the Tonight Show. Yeah, but, I'm almost 80 years old, and there has to come a time when sometime you say, there is aggravation involved in this. There is sacrifice involved in this. There's very little reward other than friendship involved in this, and there is a time when sometimes you got to throw the switch. I've almost done it many times, but I haven't done it yet. So don't worry about it. I'll be here tomorrow. And I'll probably end up going to Orlando today, too, after I talk to Kiltsy. Which show is that with Hard Bob? Did you like Hard Bob? You know the actor, probably seen him. He's a bit actor in a lot of things, but he's great in that. His show is called Billions. Billions, B-I-L. It's about a New York hedge fund manager. And it is a great, it's a sleeper show. They got about 5 seasons of it. It's on Paramount Plus. You can find it, Billions. And Hard Bob, he's kind of a comic relief character in there. I'm Hard Bob Bobert from the Bureau of Industrial Standards, and I brook no bullshit. I saw that the first time, and I fell out of the chair laughing. I love it. And I went on YouTube and found the clip of Hard Bob. And you can go on to YouTube and type Hard Bob in the search bar up at the top, and you get all kinds of videos with Hard Bob in them. It's a great character. And it's a great show, and you can learn a lot about how hedge funds operate and how these people get to be billionaires and what they have to do to get there and how hard it is to maintain it when the rest of the world is trying to take it away from you. Great show. I found it by accident. I never had heard of it. Turn Girl says, Mitch trying to manipulate a jet ride. We kind of silly to ride. I don't know if Kiltsy's flying this plane. I know he's going to sell it. I don't even know if he hasn't been using it lately. But it'll be silly to fly in a jet from Melbourne to Orlando. When I had my airplanes, there was always a minimum distance where it doesn't pay to take the airplane. because of what you have to go through to get it out of the hangar, get it ready to fly, fuel it up, give it a precursory inspection, file a flight plan, get it. Any drive that was less than 3 or 4 hours, it didn't pay to fly. I got to the point where driving to Atlanta was easier than trying to fly there, even though it was an 8-hour drive. So it all sounds great with these airplanes until you own one and you realize the expense and just exactly what you got to go through. And starting with an airplane sitting in a hangar and ending up at some fixed base operator at your destination renting a car, you say it would have been a whole lot easier for me. It's the same thing with the airlines. You have to make a decision when you own an airplane. Do I just want to get on an airliner? And I think that's where Kilts is now. But, it's a self-worth kind of thing. And once you get these toys, you don't want to give them up. You figure it's an admission of failure when it's really not. And the one thing that I used to reconcile in my mind when I finally gave up a toy, like a big boat, was I don't use it much anyway. Nobody's really going to think any less of me if I don't own a yacht or I don't own my own airplane. And if I find out that I really miss it and it was a mistake, I could always go out and buy another one, probably a newer and better one. So that made me feel okay about selling some of these fabulously expensive toys. Unfortunately, with me, a business failure forced me to. So I had to get rid of them whether I wanted to or not. And maybe that was the best thing. Maybe that was the best thing. Amanda, question. Mitch, this is not a question. I apologize, however. I really wanted to say I'm very excited for Thursday nights. Oh, Amanda, yeah, Thursday nights are fun. That's why I said sometimes I think maybe I should just keep this private community and keep the YouTube channel. Maybe do a morning show once a week. Do the Thursday Night Live thing. And concentrate, if I want to do YouTube, on just making videos. Because that's where, if there's any money to be made, you get a video that gets a lot of views. You can make a few $100. But I never make a dime on these live streams. Not 10 cents. Nothing. Nobody buys me coffees. I don't expect them to. I hardly ever ask for it anymore. The money I make from Amazon on all that talking about my Amazon links, less than $100 a month on a good month. It's nothing. It's nothing. Nothing. I have to work, so I still work, and I work every day at least 2 or 3 hours doing computer work for customers that pay me between $100 and $200 an hour for my time. And I turn down any more work than that because I don't want to work that hard anymore. But I'm fine. I'm having a good time. I'm in much better financial shape than I was, say, 5 years ago. But I can't stop yet. I don't have FU money anymore. I used to. I was at a point in time in my life I could have just walked away from it all and lived on what I had. Well, those days are gone forever. Let's see if I can get through to 7:49, 10 minutes behind. Yeah. Yes, Kevin, all you need is a cell phone. You just need a cell phone, and you got to find a way to prop it up. Find a way to sit it down. My cell phone, I got this handy dandy case, and it's got this. Got a foot, and you can set it down, or you can turn this around. Or this is also a case that has MagSafe in it, which is MagSafe is a magnet, and I've got a tripod that has a magnet on it. And when I want to do that, I take the cell phone and I stick it to the tripod. And then I put it in front of me and sit down on a chair or a couch. And yeah, you can certainly, in fact, most of the people are using their cell phones in these live streams. Very few of them actually, certainly none of them have a studio like mine. Well, maybe some of the ones that do live streaming, like Amy and them, have a nice setup with a computer. But most people come on their cell phones, and all you do, there's a link in the chat. You just click on the link, and it opens the StreamYard winner, and you enter your name, and you say, enter the studio. And then you show up in my green room. And I click on you, and bingo, you're in the chat. So that'd be great. That'd be great. Let's meet you on Thursday. Oh, we're talking about food here. We're talking about food. 7:51. Susie Marsh, little super chat. Thank you, Susie. Good morning to you. How are you? Good to see you. Besides, if I stopped doing this, where would you guys be at 7 o'clock in the morning? If Kilty's not here and I'm not here, God, I hate to think of the carnage. All the lost souls. So I'll be here for a while. Question. Peter asked a lot of questions. Which revenue gives you more enjoyment and fun? Making videos or making a few $100 or doing 5 live streams a week with your friends? Making money doesn't give me joy, so it's just money. But we all need it, you know. We all need it. So that question really is unanswerable. Of course, personally, I have a good time on these live streams, and some videos I have a good time making, but you know, video editing is a lot of drudgery. And I don't use AI. And that's another thing. When I was going through YouTube this morning, I noticed that more and more, if not all, of the videos are AI generated anymore. AI is replacing me now, just like it's replacing people in the workplace, replacing graphic artists, replacing song composers, replacing everybody. And I see it in YouTube. I think that trend is horrible. It's taking away any rewards that somebody has for working hard and learning anything and having talent. Everybody's using AI for everything now. It's okay for some things, but we are headed for a disaster when the guy you work for or the gal says to you, we're sorry, but we don't need you anymore. We have AI now that costs us very little and does just what you are doing. So have a good life. And more, that's going to happen. So when I see YouTube just loaded up with AI generated videos, that's not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. Thomas bought me a coffee. Hi, Thomas. Thank you. Thank you very much, my friend. And of course, we got this morning, Sam Scob has sent me a 2026 World Cup official sticker collection. Well, damn, that solves that problem, because I didn't know how I was going to survive the rest of this day without having an official 2026 World Cup sticker collection. Clearly, there's no place for me in this world anymore. when that's what Sam's Club leads with on their daily email. Susie Marsh says, what are your thoughts on getting a co-host? Well, you know, excuse me, you all understand. My thoughts on a co-host are, no. Not that you all aren't wonderful, great people. That just means I have to count on somebody else to be there every day, never disappointing me, never late. I have never been, not a minute late, starting one of these live streams. Unless there were some unavoidable internet problems, I have never missed a live stream. I have never missed an appointment in my entire life. I've never been a minute late for any appointment, not a doctor, dentist, business appointment, ever. Ever, period. Never kept anybody waiting for me. I have never failed to fulfill any obligation I've ever said or promised anybody anywhere. That's me. On the other hand, I have been disappointed countless times whenever I rely on somebody else to show up, be there, do the job. And I've got to the point right now where I don't allow myself to rely on anybody for anything anymore unless, for example, I had a stroke and needed an ambulance. For me to have a co-host would add a certain level of stress to my life, wondering if I can count on somebody, anybody. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with those people or you're not wonderful people. But I cannot rely on somebody that is any less reliable than me. That is just the way my life has turned out. So no co-hosts for me. Sorry. Can't do it. And that's the way it is. Have a great day, Mitch and all. Everybody's bailing. We still got 100 people here. Wow, I can't get rid of you guys. I guess that's a good thing. Anyway, Susie, no co-host. If I'm going to take a break, I'll just take the day off. I hardly ever, man, think about it. When's the last time I was ever a second late starting a stream? A second. Never happens. It never happens. And there's nobody out there can ever say, Mitch never showed up for his appointment and didn't tell us. Mitch was 10 minutes late. I go so far out of my way to make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be or where I've promised. When I have a dentist appointment in Orlando, I leave an hour early just in case. Just in case there might be a traffic jam on the highway. And if something were to happen and I was going to be even 3 minutes late, I'd be on the phone telling people, I'm on the way. I got stuck in traffic. It took me 4 hours to get there, to drive 10 miles, but I'll be there and I'll be 3 minutes late. I don't know. It's probably because I've been kept waiting and disappointed when people didn't show up. No shows, ghosted, shadowed, and everything else my whole entire life, that I can't bring myself to do that to other people, even though they may not deserve it. Maybe I should call myself Hard Mitch, because I brook no bullshit. You know that about me if you've been watching me for a while. No BS. I tell it like it is, because that's what everybody should do. And if you don't love it, I tell people, leave it. I don't need you in my life. If you don't like me, why would I want you in my life? Don't get me going. The older I get, the worse it gets, too. Because I still have a memory and I remember all this crap. Yeah, that's true, Thomas. I make mistakes. Or Peter. Yeah, Peter reminds me that I was never late, but sometimes I started the show muted. Well, yeah, I didn't say I never made a mistake. But I was there. I was there. Okay, got to the end of the chat, my friends. What a morning. A very strange show. Let me get on the phone to Kilts and find out if I'm going to go to Orlando or not. I hope nobody's coming there just to see me, because I don't want that kind of pressure on me to have to perform and be there. So I don't guess anybody's coming. I hope you're going to see the Healing Humanity movie, because it's going to change the world. Oh, if only that were true. All right, be kind, Mitch. Be kind. Be kind. Be happy. There's a little happy music for you. I know I've been in a strange mood today. Tomorrow probably be, oh, I don't know. Depends on what happens today. But an adventure nonetheless. An adventure nonetheless. Say goodbye to your friends in the chat. It's 8:11. Highly anticipating setting my ass in a comfortable chair out there on the patio, firing up a cigar, another cup of coffee, remote in hand, getting ready to watch Kiltsy at 9 a.m. It's different. It is different, isn't it? What am I going to do in the hour between now and 9 a.m.? That's another challenge. You know, if Kiltsy started at 8, then we'd have nonstop like we used to. But then I'd have a problem, is that I would probably go over, or just have to cut it off abruptly at 8 o'clock. I'll talk to Kilts about that. Have an amazing day, Mitch says. Banda and everyone else, see you tomorrow. Yes, you will absolutely see me tomorrow. Yeah, Susie, if you were meeting us for coffee, it would be outrageously expensive, that's for sure. Yeah, we do that in the morning here. I'd like it. I would miss it. Even on Saturday when I get up, I miss it, believe it or not. And look forward to the Sunday at 10 a.m. So as much as I bitch and rant and everything, I'm just being transparent about my worldview and thoughts, that's all. And I'm not I've become a very intolerant guy to stupidity and things that make no sense. And I wish I could just turn my brain off and stop thinking, but I can't. So my friends, and you are my friends, and that's why I'm here. And that is the overreaching and overriding reason why we do this every morning, despite the aggravations. It's just life. Everybody have a great day. Take the rest of the day off. Watch Kiltsy, and then eat meat.